Smartergamble.com.
Hi guys, welcome back to notagamble.com. Today we're going to run through a strategy that's been sent in by one of our viewers, a gentleman called Graham. So thanks very much for that, Graham. It really is much appreciated. So if you watch our channel on a regular basis, you'll know that we often say to our viewers, if you think you've got a better strategy than we have, or that you've seen so far from us, then send it in to us and we'll test it out. And that's precisely what we're doing with this particular strategy. Now you may have already watched a video with us doing a live play session on this particular strategy, but today we're going to go through and we're going to explain the strategy in more detail. And of course, as you may know, if you head over to notagamble.com, you can see all of our strategies and the play sheets for all of our strategies that give all the details of each individual strategy along with examples, so you know exactly how to operate it. So with this particular strategy, we're betting on the corners. So we have 6 bets in total, and we're going to use a £1 per unit in this particular instance. So we are aiming for a target of 10 units, so £10, and a bankroll we're going to use of 120. So at those particular numbers, we would expect to win about 85% of the time. So 8.5 times out of every 10 that we play this, we'd expect to win. Obviously, on the other sort of 1.5 times out of 10, we're going to lose. So as always, gambling can be addictive. So never bet more than you can afford to lose. Okay, so let's get going. We'll play the first spin, and we'll explain what goes on when we win and when we lose.
26.
So
Black. Even.
We've actually won. So normally what would happen is if we win, we drop down a level on the system. If we lose, we go up 2. So we start off at 1 unit. Had we lost that first unit, we would have first spin, we would have jumped up to 3 units. And then if we'd lost that, we would jump up to 5, 7, 9, etc., etc. And each time we win, we drop back down. So if we were at 3, we drop to 2. If we were at 5, we drop to 4, etc. Now, obviously, on the first one, we were at 1, so we can't drop any further. So we'll just stick at 1. We win 3 units when we win. So in this particular instance, we won £3. Obviously, if we lose 6. Okay, so if we just rebet, and away we go.
35.
Okay, so we won again. Brilliant.
Win.
So we're now 6 units up. It's obviously a easy game when we keep winning like this. Now, because with this particular strategy, we've got 2/3 of the board covered, almost anyway. We've got 24 numbers out of 37 covered, so we are going to win on a fairly regular basis in spins, that is. And it's quite conceivable that you can go through a whole session without actually losing a spin. And of course that's brilliant because it avoids you having to increase your bets and reduces your risk all the way through. So let's go again, and if we win, then we're quite close to our target, which we do. Excellent. So we're now at 9 units up, so we actually only need 1 more unit to reach our target. So if we rebet, now of course winning on this one will be great for me because it means I win without having to increase my bet sizes. For the video, not so much, because we really want to show the increase in bets. So we'll see how we get on with this, and we may run another session if this one wins. But knowing our luck, the last
18.
one.
Red.
Okay,
Even.
so we won.
You win.
So we won on their 12 units in total, without any risk whatsoever, without even losing. So not very instructional, not very informative. So what we'll do is we'll run another session straight away now. So we're at 178.96. So our target now is 188.96. And again, we'll just go with the same bets. Now, of course, it doesn't matter which corners you go on. If you have a preference for column 1 rather than columns 2 and 3, then you can go on that. As long as you stick with the same ones, even that doesn't matter too much. Often we say within roulette, the trend is your friend. So if you find that one particular set of numbers, one particular column is winning on a regular basis, then sometimes you can follow it. Personally, I tend not to bother, certainly with a strategy like this, because it's easier just to rebet. That way, all you're having to do is to adjust your bet size. Okay, so we'll start again from 0, and you know, hopefully we can win another 12 again without losing a spin. That would be ideal, but knowing our luck, that won't be the case.
25.
Okay,
Red,
so there we
odd.
go. So on the first spin we lose. All right, so here's an example then. So now we lost, so we need to increase to 3 units on each bet. Having won all the first lot of spin, you can guarantee we're going to get a whole variety of spins with losses now. But anyway, there we go. So let's spin. So we've got £18 in total at risk now.
17.
Okay,
Black,
so
odd.
we've won.
You
Excellent.
win.
So we were at 3 units, and having won, we can drop down a unit. So had we lost, we'd have gone from 3 to 5, but because we've won, we can drop from 3 to 2. So this is one of the reasons why on this particular strategy, it's better when you don't have a time constraint for your betting, because by the time you've messed about and actually placed your bets, it can be, you know, you can end up not getting your last bet on sometimes. It's obviously not so much of an issue on a live casino because you know, you've got a bit longer, but certainly when you're playing online with a live croupier, they're working to a specific time frame to get a number of spins per session. So we'll go on this. So we've got £12 at risk here.
35.
And
Black,
we've won.
odd.
All right, so we're
You
now
win.
187.96. So we're actually 9 up. Excuse me, on this particular session. And because we won, we can drop down again. So we won 2. We were at 2 units on the previous spin. So now we'll drop down to 1. And if we win on this one, then we'll have won our second session, consecutive session. But you know, you never know. It's a number of times you think you've won the session and you lose on the last spin. So we'll go. We've got £6 at stake on this particular one.
7.
And
Red,
there we go,
odd.
just to prove my point. So we've now got to increase back up to 3 units. And there we go. And we'll spin on that. So we've got 18.
19.
Oh,
Red,
we lose again.
odd.
Okay, so now we need to go to 5. And we've got plenty of spins left on our bankroll, but obviously we don't want to lose too many at these sorts of stakes, because we've got £30 on the table on each individual spin.
28.
And
Black, even.
there we go, so we lost. So now we're going to go up to 7. So we really don't want to lose this one, because now we've got £42 at stake on each individual spin.
$25.
Oh.
Red, odd.
Right, so I think we'll have one more, and if we lose this one, then we've bust our bankroll for this particular session. So we need to win this one. So we've got £54 at stake, and here we go. Wish us luck.
12. Red, even. You win.
We won. Okay, so even then we were at 9 units per spin, so we can drop down to 8. So we still do need to hit, because it all gets rather expensive if we don't. So if we go to 5 and then 3. This is a problem with the system when you're dropping down, because you can't just rebet and then add as you can when you're moving up the levels. You have to really go back to the start again. So that's where, certainly if you're doing it with a live croupier, then your time, it becomes an issue.
36.
Right,
Red,
so we've won again.
even.
Brilliant.
You win.
So now we can drop down to 7 units. And again, we still really want to win here, because otherwise we're going to have to increase our bet size to 9, which again gets a bit on the pricey side. So let's do this. So we've got £42 at stake here. And
20.
we've
Black
won.
even.
Excellent.
You win.
Okay, so we're almost back to where we started. So now we can go to 5 units. And we were at 163, so if we win this one, it actually brings us back to where we started, I think. But we got £30 at stake on this particular spin. So again, wish us luck.
28.
Ah, no,
Black
we're lost.
even.
Okay, so we are down there 100, sorry, not 100, we're down £45. So I think what we'll do is we'll call it a halt. So it just demonstrates that not every session is going to be a winning session. Now this is a great strategy, we love it, so thank you for sending it in, Graham. The advantage of this is that the progression is relatively slow, so we're going up a couple of units each time. So we get quite a lot for our money. Now we could have kept going on this one because we've got a bankroll of 120, but we like to keep the videos at a certain length, so we've cut it short. Had we kept going, we may very well have recouped the losses from the from the previous spins. But it is a great system. So how would we rate it? Well, from what I've said, you won't be surprised to hear that we're going to rate this as a lion of a system. So it's really good. It's got very solid results, 85% win rate. And when you win, you're targeting 10, but you generally win 11 or 12 units perhaps. Now, if you think you've got a better system, then send it through to us at submissions@notagamble.com. So the address that's at the foot of the screen now. And as I said, head over to notagamble.com and you can pick up the play sheet for this system. So that'll tell you exactly what to do, what the betting progression is, what numbers to bet on, what the win stats are, etc., etc. So it gives you everything you need to know how to play this particular system. And I think that's it. Nothing more to say other than, again, thank you for sending this in, Graham. Anybody else want to send them in, we'll look at them and we'll do an instructional video on them. So thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.
It's not a gamble.com. It's not a gamble. It's not a gamble.com. It's not a gamble.